welcome to my channel. I'm Canva and today I realized I don't usually study art. With many things going on in my life, I always end up trying random stuff whenever I want to draw. That is, like in the middle of the night or like in random moments. Then I stop drawing for a few weeks and go back to the same cycle. So today I chose a few references on Pinterest and decided to draw them. Take in mind I'm not a professional artist and I'm only sharing what I do to improve my art. Using references isn't a bad thing. Many artists, if not every artist, use to reference to draw. I mean, how can you draw ketchup if you haven't seen it before, right? It isn't the same as copying the entire drawing of someone else, but that is another topic. Using references is part of learning. It helps you learn how light works, how the body works, and teaches you for the next time you draw without it. I use real references as it lets me simplify the anatomy, making me follow my own art style and having to process it. I simply on my own, kind of making like a summary of a book. These are the references I chose. The first one is a woman in a dress. I chose this one because, like I said in the previous video, I'm not very good at drawing like clothing and stuff. So this one it's like very weird looking, like the way the dress is, like, well, the skirt is made is like it's folding by like how it is made, but it's also folding by the way she's sitting, no? So yes, it's kind of weird and very complex, so I wanted to draw this to challenge myself, and because I like the colors, I just think it's a nice reference, as well as the pose, like the woman sitting. The next reference is a woman with lighting on. I wanted to do this because I wanted to also include a face in my study, since that's what I mostly draw. I mostly focus myself on drawing faces of people, and so I wanted to take opportunity of this and use a reference of the whole face, just itself. I also like this because I actually never draw hair like this, so I don't know how to draw it. I want to find my style to do it, and also I just like the way she is, like the lighting is hitting her face. I think it's a picture that can make me challenge myself to put a little of my art style in it, not just like following the picture itself, but just also putting my art style and perhaps like putting something else, experiment with brushes and stuff. The next one is, I believe, is the most challenging picture. There were actually two pictures that I will be choosing from. It's like literally the same one but in different poses, and of course I had to choose the most difficult one because I like pain apparently. So this one, I chose it because of the clothes. I like the clothes and I want to see how much I can experiment with it, like the shadows and stuff and the folding. That is very likely, but it's there. As well as the reflecting in, like, for example, I think I forgot the name. And well, just the pose overall, I think it's very detailed, and honestly I don't know what's happening here, especially there. I just don't know what's that, and I tried to figure it out, but it was hard for me to. So of course I had to choose that one, and of course I had to put the work. So when drawing this reference, I wanted to experiment with like how I can draw clothes. I was using some references of artists to help me. Like I kind of wanted to put this and like some of that in my drawing. And I love, like, from the references, I love how they drew like the clothing, and I want to do something similar with my art. So I chose this reference and I started drawing. I had a few challenges with the face since I didn't know what art style I could go with this, since the way my art style is, there is not really a space to render, so it's kind of there in between, like an awkward zone to be at. So that's why I'm trying to experiment with the way I want to draw clothes and with the way I want to draw. So I just, well, perhaps I think I did better than those times where I was trying to do the same. Perhaps I did improve somehow. So I'm gonna keep doing that until I find a way where it's not longer in the awkward zone, where it's like way too rendered and way too cartoonish. By the time I was drawing the folds in the skirt, it did give me a headache. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I didn't study the picture that much, so I didn't know what to do. Perhaps I just went all crazy with it. Well, and now that I'm seeing it, I can obviously tell like big chunks of the shadows showing up. Like if you close a little bit your eyes, you can see like big chunks of lighting and shadows. That was going to that's helpful when you want to draw them, right? I ignored that completely when I was drawing this. So yes, it was very difficult to me because I was going all crazy with the shadows, when all you have to do is going first into big parts of where the lighting is and where the shadows is, and then you can go like in the little parts, details from the skirt, from the reference, and like then you can reference and get close to the picture. I did not do that. I don't know why I didn't. I just stopped thinking when I was putting the pencil in my iPad. Apart from that, I didn't like the fit. I don't know. I just perhaps what I should have done this time was to draw in like a red color the anatomy behind all those clothes she's wearing, because it lets me see where the legs are, since the way the skirt is, it doesn't let me see much. So I'm just like guessing there, and that is not good, because then you will getting an Elizabeth running and we don't want that. So yes, I should have done the red in the to draw the body with red, or well, another color, but I like red. So I was going to be able to see I was going to see where the parts are, so I don't get anatomically incorrect, which I ignored also. Overall, I mean, yes, I made a few mistakes, but I think I was able to improve a bit with how I usually draw clothes. And like I previously said, I think I'm still in the awkward zone of like simple art and realistic like clothing and stuff. But I think I was able to get closer to my goal. Now it's time for the lady. I think she's very beautiful, and I was looking at a lot of pictures trying to find which reference was gonna help me. I think this one caught my attention because the way like the face is, I think I can not only draw her and like take in mind the shadows and stuff like that, but also perhaps experiment and like experiment with the way I draw, experiment with brushes, and even like the anatomy itself. Because one thing I like is that when you are doing art studies, there's no rules when it comes to drawing. Like when drawing, it's not like work. Like you have to draw it like the picture, right? Nobody's telling you to draw it perfectly, and nobody's telling you to draw it like just the picture says. Unless you're in art school, that's a whole different story. But so, like, yeah, nobody's telling you to do it like just how the drawing is. You can perhaps do it like, there's an artist I like to see, because she plays with the anatomy of a human. She makes it feel more cartoonish, and she makes bigger some proportions, smaller some proportions, to feel it more captivating by the audience. So I kind of wanted to do that, but it's not really my art style, so I didn't want to overdo it too much. Honestly, I didn't think at the end of the drawing, I don't think I did that a lot, but well, I liked how it went, honestly. Perhaps the anatomy itself can do better. I don't know. I just felt like a bit weird when I was drawing the face. I don't know. And the hair, of course, there's a lot of space of improvement there, since I don't usually draw this type of hairs. I want to learn. It's a very complex hairstyle, and I want to learn. This is like my attempt to do it, but I took a bit of inspiration of the books of Spider-Man, but of course there's more things I have to learn. I also played with the colors. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but when I was finishing drawing like the whole thing, like the shadows, like the lighting, the drawing, the color, everything, it's time to move to the render part. But in that drawing, it was like, oh my god. I'm gonna send a picture. It's just looking so weird. I don't know how I just saw it and went like, yes, this is perfect. I should go ahead and finish it. No, it looks so weird. I don't know what I was seeing. That's why it's important to like just take a break, go for coffee, go for a walk, talk to your friends, and then when you come back, you'll see those little mistakes that you were not seeing there before. And well, yeah, taking breaks, it's so important when it comes to art, so please do it. Of course, when it was a bit gray. It was a bit like the picture is like that, but this isn't a picture. This is a drawing. You can exaggerate whatever you feel like. You can exaggerate the colors. This is your own work. This is your own creation, and you can modify it the way you see it. So that's what I did. In the final drawing, I managed to help those that anatomy. I was, oh my god, I didn't see that before, but I was able to correct the anatomy, and of course I just felt like I needed to like saturate the color, and I think that was a great thing to do, since now that I'm looking at the old art and the new art, it feels like years of difference when it was only like an hour of difference, right? It's so crazy, but yeah, that's what breaks is able to do with your mind. It just improves you for like a year. Now we're heading to the final drawing. It was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I hated every second of it. I still wanted to do it though. So, because like the pose is so weird, and there's so many things in the clothing. I had to check it for myself in Procreate, and once I knew like the basics, I started going to the line art, and well, the sketch and the line art. I was honestly guessing where everything was, and I was simplifying a few things since I didn't want to put that much detail. Now that I got the line art, I don't know, it looked so weird since I know how to draw people, and like I prefer drawing people and faces than things and backgrounds or animals. But this was so different because of like the way the material was of the clothing and the helmet he was wearing. It was not longer a human. I couldn't draw it like a human. I couldn't see like the proportions. I couldn't see what to do. It was a total different thing to me, and I was basically guessing the whole thing. Yeah, if anyone knows something about this kind of stuff, I'm sorry. I only draw. I don't know that thing. I'm not a biker, so I'm sorry if I had something wrong, and I did have many things wrong. So when I started coloring, I hated it. Like, I don't like coloring. I hate coloring.
I hate Vietnam.
Lily, honey, we don't hate.
I hate Vietnam.
And, well, it's mainly just because it's boring. Like, in render, you have to figure out things. And in line art and in sketch, you also have to figure out things for yourself. Coloring, you like, your brain is like out of there. Your brain doesn't work here. When coloring the base colors of the drawing, you just have to zoom out and, I don't know, put Netflix, YouTube, and start coloring. It might people say that it's like relaxing to do that, and yes, I can see why, but not for me. It's just plain boring. So I did exactly that. I started going through YouTube, and I clicked some videos and I started watching it while I was drawing. That was a big mistake because I don't know if you can see it in the video, but in some parts, in many times, I pause and I just don't do anything. Why? Because I was way too entertained in the video. I was like, oh, colors and sounds, and I was just like hypnotized by the video, and I wasn't doing anything. So that thing that stopped me a lot. I think that was the main reason why it took me so long to draw this piece. Then finally, after finishing the whole thing, it was time of rendering. I thought it was going to save me from boredom. It was going to save me. It was going to be fun and going to feel like I was drawing once again. No, it did not. It was horrible. It was pain. So I was trying to procrastinate this as much as I could. There were so many things in the texture I didn't know how to do, and so I was trying my best to figure it out, but I just it was hard. Like, there were so many details, it was kind of hard, but it was starting to take shape. Also, while coloring and rendering this stuff, I mainly used my brush. This brush was also used in the other art that I did, and I've been basically using this all my drawings, like all the rendering. I've been using that main brush specifically because I love it and I made it myself. So if you want to use my brush, it's free on Patreon. Now, finally finishing this, it took me I think 3 days or 2, which is bad because I lose interest in an art piece the first day. Like if I don't finish the first day, the next one, it's most likely to not be finished ever. But I did it. I finally done it. I finished the art and yeah, it was pain. I did not like that. These are the end result of the references and what I do to know more about art. Of course, there are more ways to study and learn about art. So if you want to see what else I can do to improve, feel free to tell me in the comments or give it a like to let me know. Hope you find this content useful and we'll see each other in the next one. See ya!